Good morning, students. So in this video we are going to revise our lesson number 3, that is metals and non-metals. So let us see the chapter at a glance. So firstly we should know what are metals and what are non-metals. So metals are the elements which loses electrons to acquire the positive charge, and hence they are called electropositive elements, whereas non-metals are the elements which gain electrons to acquire the negative charge, and hence they are called electronegative ions. So now let us discuss the physical as well as chemical properties of metals and non-metals. So let us see the physical properties of metals. So in this, basically you have to give more focus on the exceptions here. Exceptions are important. So the physical properties of metals, first you can see they are strong, hard to cut, except sodium and potassium. So sodium and potassium, they are soft metals. They can be easily cut with the help of knife. Second is they are malleable. Malleable means the elements or the metals which can be beaten into thin sheets. Next is ductile. Ductile are the metals which can be drawn into wires. So their definition is important. What do you understand by malleable? Malleability and ductility. Metals are sonorous, that is they produce sound. They are lustrous, they are shiny, they are good conductors of heat and electricity. They have high melting and boiling point. Exception is there, except sodium and potassium. They all are solids except mercury. So mercury is the only metal which is liquid at room temperature. They have high density except sodium, potassium and lithium. Here are some of the exceptional properties. Iron is malleable and strong. It easily rusts in moist air. It is magnetic. Sodium is so soft, can be cut by a knife. Along with sodium, potassium is also soft and can be cut with a knife. It floats on water, catches fire in presence of water. That's why these metals, sodium and potassium, are always stored under kerosene oil, because they catches fire very easily when they come in contact with the moisture. Gold is unreactive, highly malleable and ductile, looks attractive. It is used in jewelry and melts at this temperature. So gold is the unreactive metal. Now let us see the chemical properties of metals. The first is they react with oxygen to form oxides. So metal plus oxygen give rise to metallic oxides, which are basically basic in nature. Metallic oxides are basic in nature. In the next point it has been written, metallic oxides are basic in nature. Metals can lose electron to form positive ions. Transition metals show variable valency, like coppers and iron. They have more than one valency. Some metals react with cold water, some with hot water, some with steam to form oxide, hydroxide and hydrogen gas. So their examples you have to memorize. Which are the metals which react with cold water? Which are the metals which react with hot water, and which are the metals that react with water as well? Metals react with dilute acids to form salt and hydrogen gas, except dilute HNO3, which is an oxidizing agent. So mostly metals react with all the acids, but exception is with dilute nitric acid. Metals do not react with this acid to produce hydrogen gas. But there are still metals like magnesium and manganese, which react with dilute HNO3 to produce hydrogen gas. Metals are good reducing agents. More reactive metals can displace less reactive metals from its salt solution. So here it is written, magnesium and manganese react with this 5% HNO3 to produce hydrogen gas. Otherwise all the metals are unreactive with nitric acid. Aluminium oxide, barium oxide, zinc oxide are amphoteric oxides, means they are acidic as well as basic oxides. And this nitric acid, nitrous oxide and carbon monoxide, these all are neutral oxides. So that's it for this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss the properties, physical and chemical properties of non-metals.